So on GJ, I had the D1, the 1 minute divergence at the 50 EMA. 1 minute, at the 1 minute 800, so 50 minute 50, and obviously getting into that upshift. I took it on the close of the 50-minute candle. But obviously it wasn't a valid A1. But just with the D1s trading into that with that 50-minute 1821 shift lately has always just been working really well for me. And then as it came back down, the 1 minute L50 came into the sell zone. I closed off half, and then I got stopped out on the rest. So yeah, just a small loss on that. I graded a B setup, as I think Ticker said earlier in the chat. He only had overbought as the knock.
Yep.
So yeah, and then I had ECAD as a C setup with 50-minute divergence at Asian range low and the 800 EMA. So if you look at ECAD, there's a bit of 50-minute divergence. It's not coming from an oversold area, so obviously not that strong. Yeah, so RSI moving higher and price action moving lower. And then I got in on that shift and added a bit on the pullback, and obviously moving sideways for me now. Yep. But yeah, I think just the thing is that I know you were speaking about Dr. Brett Steenberg about, I'm just trying to be consistent in the same way that I'm managing my trades and entering and exiting my trades, with that 50-minute shift in my favor. I think that's basically what I've been focusing on, is being consistent in my entries and exits.
I love that. I think for GJ, as I'm looking at it, because I didn't take the trade with you this morning. This one to me, it's like the borderline between a B and a C setup, only because most of the morning it was in a downshift. So if this had been in an upshift, it had been holding the upshift, I would have been more inclined to trade it with you. I think it was very much there on the gray line between a B and a C setup, but I also think it's a little bit confusing because it's kind of a D1, kind of an A1. So what I think could have helped you, if you don't mind me giving you some feedback, if you
100%.
Instead of trading it on the 15-minute, because right here where I have it marked on the 1 minute, this is the close of that 7:15 candle. Instead of trading it there, I would have rather seen you wait for this as it comes down here through the 50. Get something in there, and then even if you still end up getting stopped or it isn't working, you stop yourself out here. This is where I find the more reliable entry, even after the shift bar, because we know that the shift will pull back. This is where we can get good risk reward, though. Like, especially if this had given you another higher low, like if this had come down like right here and giving you a higher low right here, you could have entered here with your stop loss here. You know what I mean? And that would have been the better setup. Yeah, and I think on top of that, it really just is, I think, the downshift on the 15-minute. It was in such a down, like, it wasn't like a quick downshift.
And chopping a lot,
Too much chop. Yeah, so I think that the risk reward there was a little tight to the high of day. The stop loss was a little bit big. So that whole thing kind of kept me skeptical of it. But I'm glad that you said this was not a proper A1, as I have it in my notes. Because if the RSI had pulled through the market sentiment line, this would have went higher. I really think it would have went higher. I think very often, if you pay attention to this, you're going to notice it, bro. When you trade with the RSI under the market sentiment line, when it comes towards the market sentiment line, like right here, not often will it just break through and run. Very often, I find that it'll resist that and come down off of it sometimes. So that's just something to keep in mind. As the trade is moving towards the L50, it might get a little choppy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
but other than that, I don't think there's been much. Have you been? Oh, look at ECAD pushing, bro.
Yep, I'm seeing it.
Have you been watching anything else today on the desk? Because I've literally just had GJ, GU, and ECAD really.
Me too. I was watching on the 1 hour these swing trades from yesterday. Some of the guys were saying that they made some money on this stuff, which is good. But no, I haven't seen anything on the 15-minute. I do like this, and the only I wanted to go back to EuroCAD because you forgot one thing. You mentioned the 15-minute divergence. I like that. But what you also have, if you go to the 1 minute real quick, you have 1 minute divergence just down in here.
1 minute divergence too,
So if I sync this up, it's just right here off that 800, like you said. Here, this actually gives you that retest, as this is coming off the 50 right here. But if you were to enter here and buy it here, your stop loss still has to go at the bottom, or at least at the bottom of the shift candle, So it's still not
to
great
give you
risk reward.
That room,
Yeah. So still not great on the risk
100%.
reward, but I do like this one. Because of that double divergence. You have the 15-minute divergence and you have the 1 minute divergence. So I like that. And now with the market sentiment line in the buy zone here on the 1 minute, I think this should come up. And this kind of aligns with what I was looking at on Euro USD, because Euro USD looks so bullish to me. I think that this can continue higher. And we know that if Euro USD goes up, Euro CAD sometimes can catch some of that Euro momentum as well, But yeah, nothing
100%.
Nothing else crazy happening on the charts for me this morning. Same thing with yesterday. It was very quiet for me. Yesterday, I figured it was for a Monday, and then we saw Euro NZD tanked last night. Euro JPY moved up on the swing trade. Euro USD even moved up last night. So what do you think led to the moves overnight? Do you think it's just natural progression, or do you think there was news or something that pushed it?
Well, sorry, just going back, it's good that it's not lagging anymore. I was hearing like 4 Austin's voices.
Sorry.
But that was tripping me out. But basically, yeah, I think just my opinion, I know there was a pound bank holiday yesterday. So with the markets kind of being closed Saturday, Sunday, and coming into Monday with pound obviously being one of the big movers in the Forex market,
Sure.
I think maybe just that start of the new session, start of the new day could bring that big volume and volatility in. I know I was short EN yesterday. I got 1 hour before being stopped out at break even.
Right.
So and maybe that's just, the volume coming in and following that trend, because Ian has been in the 1 hour, 4 hour, and the daily, or in that downshift with the 8 and 21 in a downshift. So I think maybe just the bank holiday being over, and just start of the proper week, if you want to call it that.
That's probably what I would say too. Did you enjoy the little thing that I read from Steenbarger's book? Have you finished this book yet? It's thick, bro.
I've read a couple of it. Yeah, it is. I've read a couple of it, couple pages, a couple of chapters.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm actually currently going over Mark Bellafiore, One Good Trade again. I've done it about 3 times. I'm doing it again.
Good one. Yeah, I think with Steenbarger's book, like this one, so this whole section, like what I just read to everybody was best practice number 9. And that's at the end of the book in chapter, like it's like the 3rd section of the book. But then he goes, like I said, there's literally like 50 of these things, like best practice 43. Organizing your trading business. He gives so much information in this book, bro. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Best practice 51, priming the mind for performance. Like his stories are very relatable. So I think everyone, if you're looking for a new trading book, highly recommend this one. It's definitely a good one. It's another one you can just kind of pull some information from at any point and kind of apply it into your trading. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love reading Dr. Brett Steenbarg. Even he's got his blog posts. I read very, very often. I love sharing them with the group too. Yep. So I just think he's a great guy to follow for sure.
Yep. Some people are asking in the chat right now about GU. Someone said, "Do you think G2 sells on the D2 reversal?" I don't really see GU as a D2 at all. On the 15-minute, I see GU as bullish. This looks bullish like GJ.
Still about the 50.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing here, Mike, for D2 yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely don't think that. And then someone said, Jack said, ECAD on the 1 hour is an A1. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look at that.
The market sentiment line is in the sell zone, Jack. If you look right here, you can see it's under the 50 value. So that's not great for the A1, but I see what you're looking at with this candle formation. Yes, the candle formation 2 hours ago, yes, but market sentiment would need to be in the buy zone to be an A1. James, I feel like you could probably relate to this, bro, but there's a lot of guys in our group. We have the group is growing fast and it's growing at a rate that it's never grown before. I feel like a lot of people get hung up between the candle formation and the TDI confirmation. Do you have any advice for the guys on how to make sure they're not just trading candle formations? Like, how do you help people understand A1 is not just a candle formation? The A1 is candle formation with the TDI. How do you remind people of that when you do your coaching calls? Anything you got?
I honestly tell them to do the bar replay, and make sure that the first thing that my eyes always look at when I get to the desk is the TDI. I mean, the TDI don't lie. That's always what I got taught from you and the other ASFX coaches when I joined you beginning of last year. So I always say, just remember that the TDI doesn't lie, and that's the first thing. You can't just trade candle formations off the EMAs. Obviously, that's the second part that we look at, but you got to make sure that you got that proper TDI value with you. That's going to be the one that's yep.
Yep, that's it, bro. I agree 100%.
Yeah, exactly. The TDI doesn't lie.
Yep. So for let's take a look really quick. You got Euro USD coming up off the 8 EMA a little bit here. Euro CAD's up 1.4906. This could be a new high a day here in 8 minutes, 9 minutes. This looks good. This bar looks good. It looks like it just caught some juice right here. Yeah,
so I'm in that still at the moment, actually.
Good.
So that's 1 win, 1 loss on GJ and ECAD. But definitely, I'm going to mark that up with that one on the pullbacks that you gave me some good advice there to rather trade it with a 1 minute retest.
I'm going to mark up GJ as well. So let's both hold each other accountable to post the GJ markups in the chat later. That way people can see our thoughts as well 100%. In the group chat. So look, you traded the CAD pair right now, Euro CAD. We have this GDP news. it came out as
okay, see that.
forecast. Yep. Medium impact. That's probably why you're getting this movement right here. Because look,
Makes
this
sense.
picked up right at 8:30 on the 1 minute.
Yeah, so definitely from the news driven. But yeah, on my Forex Factory, I'm just looking at my main screen here. I just have the bank holidays and the rate folder news. So I actually didn't even see that medium impact. I just feel, I didn't even see that, to be honest.
It's okay. I used to do the same thing, but I turned on the orange folders just because like there are important US, like for example, every Thursday you get the unemployment claims on the US dollar. That's an orange folder event, but that is an important event. So that's why I brought the orange folders back.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? But orange folders don't dictate
maybe I'll do that too.
Yeah, they don't dictate my trading though. Like I won't get out of a trade because of an orange folder news event. You know what I mean? Like I would have stayed in the trade that you're in as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I would have pulled my trade, but maybe just being more aware of it, if that makes sense.
Yep. For sure. Someone asked, when did you join ASFX? How long ago was it now, James? How long have you been trading?
Yeah, I remember. So I started trading in the beginning of 2019 when I was still playing professional rugby, and then I got into Forex, and then I saw you in that August on Instagram and started following you, and then I joined you in the beginning of 2020. So it must have been end of January 2020. I remember I was sitting the whole of December trying to come up with my own system, and then started watching your videos, and I was like, I need to stop. If I want to take this stuff seriously, I need to stop beating around the bush, and that's when I joined. So beginning of 2020, I'd say.
Love that.
End of January 2020.
It's crazy how much we can accomplish in a year.
And I remember when 100%. I mean, it's only been a year and a half, bro. I'm only 23 years old. I turned 23 2 weeks ago. So I'm still young. You're still young. We have so much more, to offer and to grow as a person and trader. But I feel like that. I remember joining you and ASFX. I think it was a Telegram group, and there was only 185 members when I joined, and now there's over like 1,100 now. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see the growth.
Definitely.